Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Um, I watch a lot of your videos that you guys put up on YouTube, and you guys all have great information. There's just so much to be learned from everything everybody's sharing. Uh, One thing I've noticed is a trend of people talking in the comments, and other people have mentioned in videos, especially with the market at all-time highs, is when's the next stock market going to crash? Should they be holding cash, waiting for it? And they're just kind of leery about getting into investing right now. And the first of all, the stock market has never gone to zero. Um, even during the Great Depression, during the crash in the 30s, the market's always rebounded and hit newer highs. For the stock market to hit zero, you're pretty much saying that every company is bankrupt in America and worthless, and we would have much bigger problems than that. I mean, whether you held it in stock or dollars, you're going to have way bigger problems. Um, here's my current plan on and why I really don't fear holding dividend stocks or their stock in general. Um, this is just my plan. It's not investing advice. It's just why I feel confident holding stocks and other assets. Up until 1964, our coins were 90% silver, and the dollar was backed by gold. What you're looking at here is dimes. They're 1964 and older, and they still have the same purchasing power they did back when they were minted, because they still have the silver melt value in there. So you can actually sell them for more than 10 cents. They're actually worth a lot more than 10 cents. Um, Up until, like I said, 1964, they were all silver. But under FDR, during the Great Depression, it was illegal to hold gold, and all the U.S. gold was recalled. Um, and then in the 80s, they changed the law where you could actually hold gold again for the first time. I'm pretty sure it was Reagan who passed the law, and they said not only that, they were going to have to sell gold and silver, make it available for the public to buy, and they started the Eagle program. Uh, these are these are these are just regular silver eagles minted by the U.S. Mint. Um, it's one of the easiest ways to start investing in precious metals. They're very well recognized, and it's the first way I started buying silver and gold. Uh, I actually got these ones for spot price, meaning what the current price is. Usually you pay a little bit over because there's a premium to actually make the coin and mint them. But I got these ones from spot off someone just because they were tarnished and they would rather have new shiny ones. So they sold it to me for spot price, which I personally don't care, because to me I care about the silver value in them, not as far as like numismatic, which would be like a premium additional to the actual melt value of the coin. The main thing is you just make sure you buy them from a reputable dealer. There's other ways of owning them. Like these are buffaloes. They consider it generic silver. Um, they got bulk bars. They're a lot cheaper the higher weight you get in them. Um, but they're also harder to sell when you do want to sell them. This is actually what our dollar used to look like. This is $1.50 dollar, and you actually holding this in your hand compared to a modern coin. Modern coins, they just feel like junk because they're just cheaper metals. But when you hold a silver or gold coin in your hand, I don't know, it just changes you. It makes you feel like, okay, this is something of value. At least to me, it does. Here's some more generic silver. Once you build up a base, you can just start collecting different types of different types of silver that you like. Here's some more bars, some name brands, some generic, and here's some fractional gold. Um, it's just an easier way if you want to buy, because gold, it's as of like tonight, I think it's like 1520, $1,500 and 20 ounce, $1,520 an ounce. So if you wanted to get started and own a little bit of gold, you can buy fractional amounts of gold as well. Just keep in mind you do pay a higher premium for them than when you buy them like by the ounce like here. But getting back to the way, well, my confidence with dividends is, when I hold gold and silver, it just gives me peace of mind. It's security. It tends to at least keep up or exceed inflation. Sometimes it underperforms, sometimes it overperforms. Um, it's money all around the world. You could take your gold and silver anywhere in the world and get local currency for it. Um, it's been valuable in money before the Bible was written. Um, it's lasted longer than any other currency in history. Uh, I I personally feel it'll outlast the U.S. dollar. Um, so when we have the next market crash, um, some, in my opinion, I think gold and silver is definitely going to increase in value when people start seeing their stocks go down. They're going to freak out, and there's not a lot of places to put your money or your capital into nowadays. And usually during times of people of fear, they always seem to go back to gold and silver. And when they get a certain price, and I start to feel that they're overvalued, I'm going to take a little bit off the table and maybe buy some other assets with it, like maybe some property. And if the stocks are depressed and a bargain, pick some more dividend stocks up. I mean, if you did this back in '08, you definitely made a decent profit when everybody was fearful and selling their stocks. The smart money was buying, and they were locking in huge dividend yields for companies that kept their dividend throughout the crisis, and they locked in some great dividend yields. It's just one of several assets I hold. I mean, you obviously don't have debt. If you don't have debt, that takes a lot of your worry off your mind. You don't have to sell your stock. Um, I also, have a house, even though I wouldn't say that's an asset. You could technically say that's a liability, but that's for a different day. But I also, hold cash, have an emergency fund. I hold cash, and if you're really worried about things going bad, have food, water, ammunition, any kind of hard asset. When you have these things, you tend not to get scared off when you see a falling stock price. I mean, it's still scary, but the main thing is you're holding other things where you don't have to rely on your money in the stock market. So you don't have all your eggs in one basket. All right. Now, say, hey, this is great, and I do want to own some. I want to get into the precious metals game, but I'm not a true believer, or I want to buy it just thinking it's going to go up in a little bit, and then have an easier way to buy and sell. You can also buy ETFs, mining companies. I personally don't do this that much. I do own some silver companies, some miners, and some ETFs and stuff like that, in some of my other equity in my other portfolios. But even in my gamble pie, I have a precious metal pie. Um, my opinion, if you don't hold it, you don't physically hold it, you don't own it, because companies can go bankrupt, or there have been scams before of people buying gold companies and the gold's not there or whatever. But there are ways of doing it, even through M1. If you go into research and then you go into funds, say you want to hold the actual commodities, you click the commodities tabs. Um, Here's one, Sprott Silver Trust. They track the silver price. I've held them before. Also, a very popular one is SLV. Um, these are some companies that track the actual silver and gold prices. Um, there's also, you can go into if you go into what is it? You go into industries and then you go into precious metals. There's also some ETFs um, on other companies you can own that actually they have there's like an index of a bunch of miners. You just got to really do your due diligence on this and really research the indexes and the companies you're buying, and it's just another way of doing it. Like I said, I don't do it often. I have a few companies that I researched myself and I own, and some of them actually, some of them have paid off. I mean, I know the one I have, it's a royalty company. I'm up like 40 some percent in it already, and I've only held them a year. But it's just something you really got to do your own research. But anyways, that's just one other, like I said, one other thing I hold. It gives me confidence. I don't worry about the day-to-day prices of the stock, and it's just one other peace of mind that I feel that it gives me peace of mind that I won't have to sell any of my companies when there are times that get tough. Like I said, the most important thing is don't have debt and have some cash on the side, have an emergency fund. And it's just, it's like I said, it's not investing advice for me. Don't take anything I say as investing advice. Just use it as an idea to start your own research and go from there. I know this one was a little bit different. It doesn't cover dividends exactly, but if you guys are interested in this stuff on other assets I invest in, and you're just curious what else I put my money in, let me know. If you say, hey, I hate it, just stick to dividends, let me know. I'm open to advice. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Have a good one.